Good evening, everyone. My name is Pedro Martinez, the Superintendent for San Antonio ISD. Thank you for joining us this evening. And today I have the pleasure of being joined by Dr. Wu, the head of San Antonio Metro Health, as well as our Deputy Superintendent of Academics, Ms. Patti Salzmann. So today what I want to share with you is where we're at with our health metrics and where we're at on our plans to reopen schools safely. So with that, let me turn it over to Dr. Wu, who will share with us where we're at in our health metrics for the community, as well as an update of where we're at with our health metrics for our schools. Dr. Wu?
All right, so for our community, we are in the green zone because there are 7 metrics that we look at for our community. 3 of those 7 are the schools metrics. So the positivity rate, I know that's the one people have been most interested in. If it's under 10, then it moves us from one level to another, and today that is 9.9. So we have gotten under 10. As far as cases declining over the last 14 days, we're at a stable level. Actually, to get really nuanced, we went down and then we bumped up a little bit, and then we started going back down again, so we're calling that stable. And then the third one that is also for schools especially is the doubling time, which is well more than the 21 days that we need to be in the green zone. So the doubling time is in the green zone. The 14-day decline is in the middle, and then the positivity rate is also in the middle. We know that a positivity rate of 5% is really good, but we were at 20 something and now we're at 10%, or 9.9, we're under 10, so we're very happy about that. For the community as a whole, we also have other indicators that have to do with number of people in the hospital stress score, case investigation and contact tracing ability, and those have all been green. Well, not all of them, but the last 2 have been green for a while, and the hospital stress score has been coming down a lot too. So for the whole community, we're in the green zone. For schools, we are now in the yellow zone. And that means that we can open up a little bit.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. So first of all, as you know, parents and for our staff, you know that we are committed to following the science data that's in our community, being driven by Metro Health. And so we wanted Dr. Wu to be able to share where we're at. So what does that mean for San Antonio ISD? What that means is that if the metrics stay where they're at right now or continue to get better, we will be able to begin in-person instruction on September 8th, the day right after Labor Day. What we are asking our schools to do is to allow up to 10% of our children to come in the first phase. And parents, this is out of just an abundance of caution. In the yellow level, our maximum that we're allowing is up to 25% of our children. And as Dr. Wu has said, we have now hit all 3 metrics as of today to be in the yellow. So if these metrics stay where they're at or get better, then on September 8th, we will allow for the first phase of students to come in, which will be up to 10%. The children that we want to prioritize are students with special needs, children that are just struggling, that are just are having difficult time engaging for whatever reason, as well as our younger children, pre-K to 2nd grade, that we know will benefit from in-person instruction the most. And so we will still limit the number of children in every classroom. It will be no more than 4 to 6. And so in the yellow, the first phase would come in on September 8th. If conditions stay healthy and we stay in the yellow with the 3 metrics, then we would have another phase of children coming in on September 21st, and that'd be another 10%. So our plan is to be very measured, to be very gradual. We are studying what other districts around the country are doing, what other countries are doing around the world. And what we've seen is that when we phase in and we're gradual, that maximizes the safety for all of us. Having the 2-week period in between ensures that we are having conversations with you about our safety procedures, that we are, if we're having any challenges, any adjustments we have to make, we have plenty of time to do it. And what I need from you parents is I just need you to work with us. I'm gonna ask principals to have a meeting with you. You will see meetings starting as early as at the end of this week and no later than the beginning of next week. And so for our first phase of children, we will ask parents to understand our procedures, to agree to our procedures. We will be asking for all children 10 and older to wear a mask. All children that are younger will be also wearing masks, but we'll have face shields. So we'll be recommending masks for younger children, but also we will have a face shield for every single child. All of our staff will be wearing face shields and masks. And so now what I want to do is I want to first of all thank our amazing teachers. We started school last week, and we had a great week. Even though I know we had some technical problems in getting passwords and getting logons to all of our families, but overall it was a very, very good week. We had many of our teachers working from their classrooms. In fact, more teachers than we expected actually came to volunteer to work from their classrooms, and they have served as our safety committee to give us feedback on all of our procedures, all of our PPE equipment. So I just want to thank all of our amazing teachers that have been teaching from classrooms all this week, as well as our teachers that are teaching remote. Let me be clear. So I want to you see some pictures there. And again, I just couldn't be more grateful to all the work of our teachers, both that are working from our classrooms and working from home. One of the things I also want to make sure that our parents know is you will have the option to stay remote as long as you want. So for any parent who wants to stay remote all 9 weeks, all semester, all year long, you will have that option, and we will commit to you that we will have a high quality instruction, high quality curriculum, whether it's remote or in person. Any family that comes in our first phase, it will be based on a parent's choice. In other words, parents, we will not bring in children in person unless parents agree. So I want to make sure that you know that, and we assure you that. And with that, I'm going to now ask you to see a video that shows all of our safety procedures. We also have Spanish subtitles for all of our Spanish-speaking parents. So please take a look at this video again to remind you of all the safety precautions we are taking in our buildings.
There's nothing more important than the health and safety of our entire San Antonio ISD family. San Antonio ISD is ready to welcome everyone back for the 2020-2021 school year. We've been working through the summer to prepare for the start of school. We've brought together experts to help us redesign our school environments with your safety in mind. If you're planning to return to campus this fall, you'll notice things look different. From sanitizer stations to modified classroom layouts to strategically placed protective barriers. We're doing everything in our power to protect our students and staff from COVID-19. SAISD has been working to secure an inventory of personal protective equipment, including face masks and face shields for use by staff and students. Face coverings will be required for all before entering any district campus or building. Younger students in pre-K through second grade will have an option to wear a face shield, which are provided in their classrooms. Daily health checks will be conducted upon student arrival to include temperature screening and symptom checking. Students are also required to wear a face covering when they board the bus. Each student will swipe their bus pass when entering, so we know everyone who was on the bus that day. This will help with any contact tracing should a child later test positive. Children will be seated in every other seat unless they are from the same family, in which case they can sit together. Seats reserved for social distancing will be wrapped in red with safety signage. Seats and handrails will be sprayed with an EPA-approved disinfectant after each group of students depart. If weather permits, every other bus window may be partially open. Social distancing will be practiced in occupied spaces of the building with at least 6 feet of separation wherever possible. Markers in key areas will help ensure social distancing is practiced. Classroom layouts have been modified, seating is spaced 6 feet apart, and plexiglass dividers are used if those distances can't be achieved. Hand sanitizer stations are being installed in all classrooms, as well as other common areas in the building. Teachers in classrooms that have rotating cohorts will be provided ready-to-use peroxide-based cleaning solution that can be sprayed on surfaces and wiped off. Both horizontal and vertical high-touch surfaces and learning areas will be cleaned daily using an EPA-approved cleaning and disinfectant solution. The entire campus will be electrostatically disinfected a minimum of once per week. High-touch surfaces in common areas such as hallways and bathrooms will be cleaned and disinfected several times daily using the EPA-approved solution. At night, the custodians will spray down the surfaces, waiting 10 minutes for it to set before wiping it down with a damp cloth. Additionally, the district is upgrading air filters in all buildings. These filters are suitable for filtering sneeze nuclei, pollen, and mold spores. Students will be given frequent hand washing opportunities throughout the day. Each campus has been audited to ensure all restrooms have operational and stock soap dispensers. Restrooms will be checked multiple times daily. Students and staff may also scan a QR code located in each restroom if immediate attention is needed in a restroom. During mealtime, students will be given packaged meals in closed containers that they can eat either in the classroom or in the cafeteria. Social distancing measures will be followed in the cafeteria at all times. For students choosing remote learning, curbside meals will be available at campuses and at various bus stop locations. Plexiglass dividers have also been installed in high-traffic areas where 6 feet social distancing may be challenging, such as the reception area. We've taken extensive measures to ensure the safety of students and staff. We will continue to work closely with the Metropolitan Health Department for guidance as we monitor this environment, and we will continue to make decisions with your best interest and our students in mind. More details on safety protocols and the start of school can be found at www.saisd.net/schoolstart. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I want to turn it over to our Deputy Superintendent, Patti Salzmann, who will go over all of the parent resources that we've been building for you. Ms. Salzmann?
Thank you, Superintendent. Hi, families. This evening, I'd like to show you a resource that we've put together. And we're going to start at our SAISD homepage that you can access at www.saisd.net. And at the top, there's a link that says Parents and Students. We've redesigned this web page so that it will have more support for our families. So you'll notice that along this web page, at the top, we'll have information about attendance, and as you scroll down, you'll see information about how to connect your students to learning. So if you have not yet connected your child to learning, you can go to this web page and we'll give you detailed information about how you can connect your child. This information is also available on your campus webpage. At the bottom of this page, you'll see on the left, there's additional information in those links for prospective parents, and also more information for current students. So there's the same information that you were able to find in the past. You can find at those links, student code of conduct, that kind of information. At the top on the left, you'll find a wealth of resources that relate to our new learning management system, Canvas. So if you click on the link, you'll see that it takes you to a page where we have many resources, including videos in English and in Spanish for both students and families. And they're on all of the topics that we think would interest you as families trying to connect your learners. And again, they're in English and Spanish. As you continue to scroll down, you'll see that there's information for how to get the Canvas app on your mobile device, and also additional information about our lesson design and our student code of conduct in the virtual environment. So at this time, I'd like to scroll back up to the page and go to the attendance document that's on our parent webpage. So if you go back from this page, it'll take you back to the parent webpage, and at the top where it says attendance, there is a link there that we posted today that will provide additional information for what counts as attendance. So last week, we were encouraging all parents to make sure that they get their students connected to their teacher. And there were questions about what actually counts as for attendance in the virtual environment. So this document will outline that. On the left, in the virtual environment, students are counted present if they connect with their teacher remotely through Zoom, or if they connect with their teacher through the learning management system Canvas, and they're actively engaged, which means they are submitting assignments, they are responding to the work that teachers are providing. Once we reach September 8th and we have students back on our campuses, attendance will be counted for students that attend in person, if that's what the parent selects. And those students will also be counted present if, for example, they're absent on one day. Let's say they have a doctor's appointment, but later that day, they log into the learning management system. So if they are present at school in person, they're counted present. And if they're absent in person, they're not physically present at school, but later on they access our learning management system, we can also count them present. So once students are present on September 8th, there are actually 4 ways that we will look at to count present for attendance. So you show up in person, you meet with your teacher remotely, you submit work through the learning management system, or even though you're an in-person student, you weren't able to attend school one day, but you did log into our learning management system. So when do we know that a student is absent? So a student is absent if they do not attend school in person and they do not log in to attend class remotely with their teacher, and they do not submit an assignment on that date. In addition, in the center of this document, you'll see our definitions for what counts as engagement. And there's also information that outlines that attendance is taken daily for elementary students, and for secondary students, grades 6 through 12, attendance is taken each course period. In addition, students are required to be in attendance 90% of the time in order to receive credit. So in addition to being present, we need students to be present 90% of the time, and in order to earn a passing grade, they have to submit and complete the work that their teacher assigns. We will be following our normal grading practices, and the grading practices will be the same whether your child attends in person or remotely. So at this time, I would like to speak specifically to our parents of our very young learners, pre-K parents, even kinder parents, first grade parents. I know that it might be challenging if you're not able to sit with your child and help them log in to the Canvas learning management system. And we've heard from a couple of our parents that said, well, I wasn't sure how to do it, or my child couldn't log on. And so we did not do anything in any of the systems. And so what I want to reassure pre-K parents of is, if you have not yet connected with our learning, then I would encourage you to go to the campus webpage or the district webpage that we showed you and log in using your students' information. And if you need that, there's a hotline number that you can call. But pre-K parents, you have lots of resources available, even if your students are not able to connect with the teacher remotely at a specific time. So they can access the Canvas learning management system and they can learn independently of the teacher. That's one way they can do it. They can also connect with the teacher through Seesaw, which is an easy application for our young learners, where they can record videos and the teachers can send information to them. The students can also access many applications that they can use independently on ClassLink. And those applications can be found by logging into the website. They're very engaging. We have videos there for our young learners in English and Spanish. We have a wealth of books that students can check out from our digital library. And we also have learning applications. So even though the student may not be with a teacher, or maybe you're not able to sit with them and guide them through the learning, there are many applications that will support young learners to learn independently. And so we encourage you to connect your child, and if you need assistance, we encourage you to contact your campus or contact the School Start helpline. And with that, I'll turn it over to Superintendent Martinez.
Thank you, Ms. Salzmann. So I want to just ask a few questions of Dr. Wu while she's here. Thank you again, Dr. Wu, for joining us. So the health conditions are looking good, and looks like the trends are getting better. can you tell our community, what do you think is happening that's causing the trends to get stronger? Because it seems like the pattern is very hopeful.
It is favorable, and that means I want to thank everybody for everything that you've been doing. Those everyday things like keeping your distance, wearing a face covering, washing your hands frequently, are all contributing. So that's part of it. Over time, as more people get infected, that does provide some level of community immunity. I don't know how much of a factor that is. We all still need to keep on doing the right things, playing our part, but I think what we're doing is working. Keep it up.
And then what advice would you give our families for Labor Day weekend and holidays that are coming up?
So I know that this is a creative city. So use your creative energy to think of all the ways that we can be with people without having to violate those everyday rules that we're still trying to do. You know, if you can drop things off for people at their door, you can visit with them outside. You can, I know that some people send TikToks or have many other creative ways of celebrating with the people we love without putting anybody at risk. If you're going to be with anybody from outside of your household, even though you're emotionally very close to them, those are the people who we still need to be distant from physically, unfortunately.
And Dr. Wu, what would you give as advice to parents with children that might have asthma, other respiratory health risks? What advice would you give those families?
Well, those people may need to be a little bit more protective. You may not be able to take as many risks, so staying inside your household is safest.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. So again, for all of our parents, again, I want to reiterate, we are going to honor parents' choice. So any parent who wants to stay remote for as long as you want it, we will honor that. We will commit to you a high quality instruction, high quality curriculum, but we will honor that choice. For our families who want to come in person, again, we are now in the yellow level, which means that we've hit the 3 metrics that we were looking for, including positivity testing, which we just hit this last week. And so if conditions stay in the yellow, we will start allowing 10% of our children to come in person starting September 8th. Our principals will be having meetings with you to give you more details. We are going to prioritize, as I said before, children with special needs, children that are struggling, and children that are at the lower grades of pre-K to 2nd grade. If conditions stay healthy, in 2 weeks after that, we will bring in another wave of phase of 10% of our children. And so our goal is to continue to do that. We plan to have another town hall on September 15th. We'll give you another update on where we're at with our health metrics. Again, thank you, parents, for your patience. Thank you for being with us. We had a good first week last week. We had an amazing technical team there to support our parents. We had our teachers and many of our academic staff that were there answering your questions. Again, continue to know that we are here for you. Together, we will get through this pandemic and we will be safe about it. We will phase in, we'll be gradual. We'll let the science follow us. Dr. Wu, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you, Ms. Salzmann. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.